3.
Namaste and good evening to one and all. Welcome to Leaders Connect 360 episode LC0125. Leaders Connect 360 is CSR initiative by Bija Training and organized by the Mass Leadership. My name is Priyanka and I'm working as a soft skill facilitator in Ambuja Cement Foundation. Leaders Connect 360 started with specific objective of inviting 1,000 plus leaders and create million of leaders. It is an online hub where every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. we learn from top management leaders on Zoom Live. And once in quarter in each city, we have an offline networking meet to network, support, and grow with the leaders. That's when it is called Leaders Create More Leaders. Currently, all are muted, and we will be giving you an opportunity to speak to our guest, Siddharth Sir, who is the founder and CEO of Web Research Services. Before you are unmuted, let me share that we are currently live on LinkedIn, and this episode LC0125 is being recorded. First time visitors may click on the WhatsApp, FB, and LinkedIn on the chat box to get updated by joining us in creating more leaders. All in-house are requested to turn on your videos, which will help in making the episode highly interactive. So we all ready to interact with our guest, Siddharth sir, and our panel discussion leader, Alagu ma'am. So please type yes in the chat box. Thank you. Before the introduction of the guest, let me also introduce Mr. Pankaj, Managing Partner, Visa Training, will interact with our guest along with the panel discussion leader, Ms. Alagu. I shall welcome you all. Over to you, Pankaj sir. And before that, I want to congratulate all of you. And we are finally on Chandrayaan 3. So congratulations to all. And over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. Thank you so much. And really, it's a moment of pride for all of us. Congratulations to each one of us that India is on moon now, right? So we are proud to be an Indian. So that's another an opportunity for me to take pride that today the guest or the leader here we have, Mr. Siddharth Samel, right? And I can proudly say that, he is a very good friend. Okay, we are the classmates with the batchmates. And today it's an honor for us to have our own friend to being on that level, being a leader and being as a founder of the company and taking this position today to, come and share his experience, expertise. So Siddharth, we welcome you to our forum, Leaders Connect. Thanks for taking it up in a short notice and being here. So welcome once again, Siddharth, to this forum.
Thanks for having me here.
Thank you. So for all the visitors, as already Priyanka has mentioned, we are going to have this journey or this, from 6:30 to 7:30. So how it is going to be? We have our panel discussion leader, Miss Alagu. She'll be having an interaction with our guest today, Mr. Siddharth. Post that, we are going to have a quiz, which Miss Divya will be taking up. Post the quiz, there will be a Q&A, and post Q&A, there will be a summary from our summary leader, and then we'll have word of thanks. So that's how we'll have this, that's the agenda for this today's evening. So before we move forward, I would like to have a formal introduction of Mr. Siddharth. So Mr. Arul, if we can have an official and a formal introduction of our guest, Mr. Siddharth Samel, and our panel discussion leader, Ms. Alagu. Please, Arul, do the needful. Thank you so much, Arul. Thank you so much for playing the introduction video. And here I once again officially welcome you, Siddharth, to our forum.
Thank you again.
Okay, so the topic for today, in the pursuit of digital leadership. I mean, this is one of what we can say, it's a niche topic, right? And that's the requirement today, because it's not only about the online business, even for the offline business, this digital leadership is required because people are everywhere and we need to lead people, we need to manage people. So we thank you for taking up this particular topic. And I would like to invite Ms. Alagu to take up the panel discussion with our guest. So over to you, Ms. Alagu. Take it up with Mr. Siddharth. And before that, if Mr. Siddharth, you want to add something, you want to say something, please feel free. Over to you.
Sure. I would like to say that, it's a niche topic. It's a different topic. Things may get a little, overload of knowledge, overload of content. But I would like to make it as interesting as possible. So please bear with me if it gets really heavy loaded, but I'll try to make it as light as possible.
So, Ms. Alagu, you can take it up with the leader, Mr. Siddharth.
Thank you, Pankaj. Hi, Prakash, Arul. Welcome, Mr. Siddharth.
Thank you.
Yeah. To start with, since we're talking about digital leadership, what defines digital leadership according to you?
Okay. Digital leadership is the art of using digital technologies to achieve desired business outcomes, goals, and objectives. It encompasses a variety of skills, abilities, including but not limited to digital transformations, digital strategy, innovation, and change management also. We all know the ever-changing business landscape requires organizations to constantly adapt their strategies to stay ahead of the curve and stay competitive. As such, the digital leadership is an essential skill for organizations to cultivate to remain competitive. when delving into the concept of digital leadership, it's imperative to draw a clear distinction between the digital leadership and the role of a digital leader. Digital leadership refers to the strategic utilization of companies' digital resources with the aim of attaining its business goals and objectives. On the other hand, the digital leader is the person who is responsible for initiating the implementation of these resources and overseeing their effectiveness in achieving desired outcomes. So that's leadership.
Yeah. So how important is it in this digital world to adapt to digital leadership?
It's it's super important to adapt to the new trend, because now if any business can think of sustaining itself in a totally non-digitized environment, that it is, we can already assume that this business is going to collapse in no time. Every business must digitize and the businesses, even the businesses who are into digital environment, they are further expanding their digital efforts, digitization of their teams and their strategies and overall, because now we don't want to limit ourselves to any specific markets because of the help of digitalization, digital leadership. We can move from one specific target market, talking about geographic target market, into several other geographic target markets. I can give you an example of one of my clients was from Australia. They were doing big business of doing sports apparels and sports products totally in the Australian region itself. But then I helped them through digital efforts, expanded their sales and their teams into European and the US continent also. And now they have warehouses in the US, and it all happened because of transformation, digital transformation that they can early adapt on.
So when you were talking about digital leaders, so how different are they from the traditional leaders?
Quite different. In fact, in the digital age, the businesses are changing and evolving at an unprecedented rate, with more opportunities for companies to go global and reach new markets than ever before. There is a strong need for and of digital leaders now than ever. What exactly, I would like to name a few pointers of the main differentiation between digital leaders and the traditional leaders. One is result orientation of the two leaders is different. A traditional leader manages assignments, plans resources, delegates tasks, and evaluates results. The digital leader evaluates the tasks and results together with the team, with the employees. Together, they also prioritize what job is to be done. So prioritization of the job. The digital leader only, what he does solely is to control the coordination of the processes. Then another difference I can talk about is the flow of information. The information is distributed by the traditional manager in a proper hierarchy, organizational hierarchy also. Now, it is up to the leader to distribute information to their employees or not. I'm talking about this is about the traditional
leadership.
So they have this option whether not to disclose any information to their employees or team. But in digital, talking about digital leadership, the information is available to everyone at all.
Okay.
it is up to the employees to get the information that they need, additional information that they need. So it's a very open environment when we talk about digital leadership. Another big difference is about the goal setting. The traditional manager determines which goal an employee should achieve and assesses his work or her work. In the digital leadership, it is characterized by shared goals. The teams work collectively to achieve them. So, digitalization, when we talk about digital leadership, there is nothing called as one individual person. It is always collective form. So these are some very big, differences. Now I'll talk about two very big, even bigger differences now. One is the management of conflicts and mistakes. In traditional leadership, it relies on rules that everyone has to follow. This is to prevent conflicts and mistakes. But the digital leader ensures that his team learns from mistakes and the employees resolve their conflicts, and they resolve their conflicts productively and proactively. So this is a big difference. Another one is the change management. The traditional changes are not welcomed by the traditional management. On the other hand, in digital leadership, innovation, change, growth play an important role. The digital leader is prepared to implement constant change and to act on his own responsibility. So these are the biggest differences between traditional leaders and the digital leader.
So you say there's more of transparency and more of teamwork when it comes to digital leadership.
All the time, that is all about digital leadership.
Yeah. So in the pursuit of digital leadership, what are the key skills that is required? Key skills and qualities that every individual of an organization, they have to cultivate and they have to change.
A digital leader has to be, he has to have a quality of networking skills. Strong communication and networking abilities is a must for relationship building and maintenance of the relationships also. This helps the leaders all the time. Then the quality of visionary belief, a firm belief in a compelling vision will also inspire the employees and the team and ensure the dedication of the entire team. So that's again important. Another one is tech proficiency. Digital leader must know about the digital tools, the new technologies, and must also have the capability and capacity to adopt these tools early on, and must also have the capability of educating the teams, because it is, someone has to guide the teams all the time. They have to make the team, there must be constant learning process because it's a totally dynamic environment. So that's again important. And he must also have the quality of taking calculated risks, digitalization, softwares, changes in the organization. They are big risks, but taking calculated risks is very important, because sometimes technology can also bring in a lot of costs to the company. And also, the time required by the team to invest to learn these new tools is also determined based on tools. So that entire risk has to be calculated by the digital leader.
Okay.
Then the adaptability, this is an ever-changing environment. Digital, it's a dynamic environment. Businesses are changing every now and then. So he must be
adaptive. Yeah.
Yes, he must be able to change early on. Then creativity is again very important. He must be curious to know about the new trends. He must also have innovative thinking, which is important to goal attainment. through diverse perspectives. There are different ways of reaching a goal. Now he must be able to evaluate all those ways, all those
The ways, yeah, all the options.
yeah. So these
And
are
when it comes to organization, you done, Mr. Siddharth? Yeah. When it comes to organization, how can they foster a culture of digital leadership, organization as a whole? And what role does leadership development play in this process?
Okay. Different departments require different digital tools to enhance their work productivity. A capable digital leader equips teams with timely access to the right tools, and enhancing the employee productivity is important to boost the overall productivity. But digital leadership is crucial to ensure effective tool implementation and utilization by the employees. So one is the tools in themselves, and one is how to get it implemented. So we are talking about an entire culture, how to get that culture imbibed in a company. And it is also important that the digital leadership enhances the convenience, speed, and customer support, boosting satisfaction and loyalty, and reducing the likelihood of customer attrition. So these are all important points. So first, I talked about the at the team level. I'm talking about all culture, but first at the team level, then at an individual employee level, and now we also have to inculcate the digital transformation at the employee, at the customer level. So, it's all everywhere that we have to inculcate the changes. We have to adopt to these changes. There are certain roadmaps. If you allow me, I can quickly name how to go about it, or else, let me know about it if you allow me to share that. But then it's important. So the steps to creating roadmap of the digital transformation of the digital leadership in an organization is that always begin with a clear vision of your digital strategy and goals, brand amplification, higher sales and improved sales. Everything must have a clear vision. You must define everything.
So would you're looking at sharing something now?
No, just wanted to talk about the roadmap of, you talked about digital culture. Then there are how to devise this entire into an organizational level. So that's what.
So we have to from the department wise to employee wise, also to the customers. You're talking about transformation from traditional to
departments. Yes.
Yeah. So got it. So now AI is the in thing now. So what do you think the role of AI will play in digital leadership as well as in the entire industry?
AI is a new, it's an early on technologies. People are using it at the team levels, not at the organizational levels yet, because it is also, it's a big task. It's a tedious task to implement it at an organizational level. Some people might already be doing it, but then it is definitely used rampantly by several teams on a global scale, especially when it comes to sales and marketing and data analytics. These AI tools are helping all these teams a lot.
Okay.
And even at content creating, so ad marketing, this AI is helping all these organizations a lot.
Yeah, especially in social media, when it comes to, there are a lot of help from AI. Would you welcome AI, or do you think AI is a boon, or what is your takeaway on that?
It's both, there's pros and cons of everything.
Yeah, correct.
It has pros, it has cons, but then we must be able to way which is higher, which weighs more. And I certainly believe that AI has a lot of benefits that it can deliver to individuals, to teams, organizations, and even societies for that matter, because AI can, we can make a lot of good usage of the AI. So yeah, it depends on how you use it. The usability will actually name or label the usage as a good usage, as a pro or a con.
So when it comes to organization and employees, do you think you can, it is a good thing for the employees, or do you think AI will replace employees? It's a very common question and common doubt people have.
See, if we go back to, several decades before, when new machines were implemented, it was said that machines will replace labor. It did not happen. The labor started using machines. Now, same thing is going to happen with AI. AI will make people smarter, will make job easier, but then there is always a man behind a machine, behind every technology. So it will also drive the AI in the same manner and make the working more smarter than before.
Yeah. So when we're talking about all this, so what about cybersecurity and data privacy? They are paramount concerns, right, in the digital era. So how can digital leaders ensure ethical and secure practices while getting into all these upgradation and this force?
Sure, super important. In India, there are a bit less concerns about the data privacy and the integrity at a business level. But then these concerns are very high in the Western countries, in the US and in the European region, and they have many different norms. So it is always of paramount importance that a business must be able to share their practices on how they are using, they are protecting the consumer data, how they are going to even use it. They must,
because earlier when you said there is transparency, like when it comes to between traditional leadership and digital leadership. Now it is open. The transparency is more. So likewise, the cybersecurity also has to be taken into concern.
Yes, and now even the e-governance and at the company level, they must also be able to share any audit level procedures that they are adopting to secure the data of their customers. Yes. And because now the trust, the confidence in a business is equally high as the customers having trust and confidence in the product and service itself.
Okay. So could you throw light on some real world examples of successful digital leadership?
Oh, sure.
Has transformed a business or an industry, which you know.
These examples every single day, but then I would like to name a few very popular big brands for easy understanding.
Yeah.
Long back in the US, there was one company called as Blockbuster. They were into the business of renting video cassettes and all. That was the era. And then what used to happen was, and it has a very big market share, very big business. But whenever people used to, give their video cassettes back to Blockbuster, submit their cassettes back, they used to add a late fee to their subscription, to that as a charge. And then eventually what happens is, a few years later, Blockbuster got to know about Netflix, that Netflix is a small time video company, and it did not even weigh Netflix that much, that it's a very small niche business, nothing will happen. So they got disinterested, they did not buy Netflix. Later on, in 2007, out of all the digital transformation, Netflix started streaming their videos, and it became a big business. And eventually, they threw Blockbuster out of the business, and now everyone knows about where Netflix is. So that's about digital transformation. Another, a company like Nike, they are retail shoe business. What they have to do with digital and digital transformation? Now, here's the game changer that they brought in. They started focusing a lot on mobile app. Now, they have a mobile app and they have built systems and algorithms in a way that if a person just scans his leg with that mobile app, his entire, that app will be able to suggest what kind of shoe and sizes and shape is best suited for that person. And this is also, they're making use of AI and machine learning and lots of other technologies that is helping Nike to bring in new products into the markets. So again, a big example of digital transformation. Then Starbucks, a coffee, and they are making good use of AI digitization, rewarding they are able to reward their customers through the apps, and they are also offering them personalized content, personalized approach, and personalized rewards to these customers. And it's all because of digitization of their efforts, their teams, and the Starbucks CEO. He says he wants to continue harvesting in new technologies, which is, why, because of their approach, broad-minded approach, why Starbucks is the world's most famous coffee brand. It's not just about coffee, it's about the entire experience. And then, I talked about non-technical, non-digital products. Now I will give one last example about one software company which used to sell softwares as licensed products before. They used to send boxes of the software. I'm talking about Adobe. So Adobe used to sell softwares before in a boxed manner. Then they adopted to new technologies, brought in new changes. They changed from the boxed software into cloud and SaaS. SaaS is in software as a service. And now they're totally changed their business model from the licensed version to
Open.
To subscription model. Yeah. So now they are making a big business out of it. So I can only say that Adobe's example demonstrates two very important, or all these examples, not just Adobe, all these examples that I gave demonstrates two very important points. A business can gain substantial competitive edge through business transformation, through digital
transformation.
And secondly, to adopt any change, it must go through the entire organization, or through all the teams must adopt to these changes to make digital transformation a successful phenomenon.
So the organization as a holistic completely has to transform, not just one department or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
When you mentioned Starbucks offers unlimited Wi-Fi and a lot of things to the customers, and I think that makes Starbucks it more than the coffee itself.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Excellent examples when you give, different industries, from shoe industry to movie channel to coffee shop. So excellent it was. Thank you so much for sharing this.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I think we're done with the questions, Pankaj.
Thank you so much, Ms. Alagu, for taking up the panel discussion. And I believe a lot of insights have been shared by Siddharth, which I believe, somewhere or another would definitely help each one of us to get more clarity towards what is required. So it's not about leadership, is not about leading the people, but leadership is also about taking the right decision, which helps any organization to grow. And not only organization, even you yourself as an individual, along with your team, your people around you. So taking the right, the ability of taking the right decision is also an important aspect of our leadership. So without taking much of time, I would like to invite Ms. Divya to conduct a quiz so that we can check on the people that whatever Mr. Siddharth has shared during the discussion with you, how it has been taken up. So Ms. Divya, over to you to take up the quiz.
Thank you very much, Pankaj. Siddharth, it was great knowing that, technology is something which we have to welcome rather than being threatened about, because technology is something which will help us to enhance our skills no matter whatever industry we live in. Right. So AI is, some people, there are a bunch of people who feel threatened about AI. However, it is going to be helpful for us, is what you have thrown a light on. See, initially, when I was listening to Siddharth's conversation, what I was feeling about his thought processes, he was giving us a very clear difference between traditional leader and a digital leader. In the process of giving, he actually pointed out a couple of things where I have noted down a few things, out of which is what I felt is a good question for all of us to ask. In which he said result-oriented, task and result-oriented, because he said digital leaders will be always task plus result-oriented leaders, not only result-oriented. And he also mentioned something of goal setting. When it comes to the digital leaders, goal setting will be very easy, and it is going to be, happening within the team itself rather than having individual goals. And he included one more point in that, and that is today's question. I'll repeat the question again. While he was talking about difference between traditional leader and digital leader, he said 3 points. One is task and result oriented. Second is goal setting. I am looking for the third point here. So anybody who knows the answer can write down your answers in the chat. I think that the first person will get rewarded by Leaders Connect team. The Prakash Sharma says it's about communication and also creativity. Right? I'm just waiting for people to respond for the right question, right answer. Okay. All right. Did I make a tough question by any chance? Prabhakaran says many things. Strong communication, tech proficiency. Okay, you covered the entire session, I believe. I'm looking for a certain, he mentioned very, normal transparency is a good thing. Yeah, maybe I'll give it to Alagu ma'am, because what I was looking for is flow of information. That's what he mentioned. The flow of information is very easy and very transparent, and we can accommodate our team members very easily. So I'm going to announce Alagu ma'am as a winner for this quiz.
Thank you. Transparency was my word. He mentioned something else similar to that. He said,
that's what
flow of communication. Yeah,
that flow of information, transparency. These are the things which he mentioned. They are digital. So, anyways, you are closer to there. I think I would give it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj.
Thank you so much, Divya, for taking it up, and congratulations to the winner. And that really helps. So now, without taking much of the time, if the winner wants to ask a question to our guest, so please feel free to ask your question. And post that, we can have an open Q&A from the rest of the team. And we can have open discussion for 2 to 3 questions, and then we'll have our vote of thanks. So, is there any questions? Are there any questions to be taken with our leader? And if not that, then I will take this opportunity to invite Mr. Prakash Sharma to share his thoughts and interact with our guest, Mr. Siddharth. That would be great.
Now, before that, Arul just unmuted me, so I had a question.
Yeah,
so Siddharth, I have this question. When you were talking about conflict management, I was a little inclined towards conflict management, which you need to, proactively work on along the team. And when you were saying that, what I'm not able to probably compare myself because of my traditional leadership model is because how is conflict management and digital transformation is going to help me to combine my team and be as a team together. So if you could throw some light on that.
Can you please repeat that question?
Sure. What I was asking is that when you were talking about digitalization and digital leaders, you were talking a lot about conflict management proactively. Proactively, you have to manage the team to have the conflicts reduced, and it helps us to enhance our skills as well. So in that way, I'd like you to throw some light there. It'll be helpful for all of us being leaders today.
Sure. So whenever we are adopting to change, bringing in new processes, bringing in new tools, there are conflicts most of the times. For example, when we were starting this meeting, at least one or two people might not have got this started at one go. They might have had to restart or start their Zoom again if they're using app. So the things like this happen when we are talking about implementing new tools. So there are, the resistance is also a big thing that leads to conflict. People are resistant to change. People just don't want to adapt to new systems. People then there is a different learning curve for every different individual. Some people will learn it fast, some people will learn it slow, and something like that will always happen. So there will be disparity there in the learning and adaptability. So that always leads to the conflicts that deprives the entire team to come on the same page at the same level at the same time. But only it is the job of the digital leader to ensure that the one who is lagging behind, to educate him, to make him learn a few things, and do a little bit of hand holding and bring him up to the level of the team.
Understood. Greatly put. I think technology is one of the way to build a great team and build confidence towards the team. Rather, it's not something which you cannot learn. We are always there to help. I understand that. It was a great perspective which I learned today. Thank you very much, Siddharth.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Divya. Thank you for asking a question. I believe Prabhakaran ji also wanted to ask a question. So I can give you unmute option and you can ask the question, Mr. Prabhakaran.
My question too was quite similar to that. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
very
are.
much.
The old timers like me, they are not readily catch up with the technology or the newer tools that is available. Now, I think half the question is answered with Divya's answer. Where do we start in terms of educating the seniors, especially in the system?
Sorry, can you repeat? Where do we start? Can you repeat?
In terms of educating the seniors in the system to get on to the new available tools and technologies. Because there is, as you said, a very slow adoption. We can see that tech adoption is, we see laggards there.
Okay. The answer to that question is very subjective, because in what environment we are talking, with what kind of management we are talking, because now what happens is different management will have different perspectives. But then
I come from a HR background.
okay.
My pain is, even till date, our individual KPIs are not very transparent or clear. We tend to fight every appraisal cycle across all domains.
So talking about how to let the seniors know about the change and digital transformation, can start with, give them an a few options of new technologies, new tools. Technology will be a big thing to implement at the first, but then let's start with at the tool level. Give them an option of a few softwares. We then evaluate the advantages, different disadvantages, efficiency increase with the implementation of the new tool, and let them know that this efficiency increase will be of what benefit, and if it can even lower any costs, then they certainly will have all ears to you.
Thank
True, true.
Yeah, cannot hear you.
Okay. In fact, Prabhakaran, sir, you muted at that point of time. But great, Siddharth, it was excellent what you're sharing. Efficiency to make it clear that if there is an efficiency in sharing the digital product, what we are coming up, if there is an improvement in either saving time or saving, maybe could be saving resources, definitely the buy-in will happen. Rightly said, Siddharth, good one. And Prabhakaran, to add on to your question more, there are senior leaders are there, agreed. And the change mindset itself is becoming a big challenge there. They themselves at the senior level, people are there, few people are there, they're not adapting to change of this digital, and they're still in the old ways of the transfer and the digital, I mean, old leadership styles. That's what, in fact, Siddharth was sharing, in fact. So, Prabhakaran, yes, it is there. And how do we really bring them change within them? That's again the journey. And that's when where Siddharth is telling maybe small tools. You should give them small experiences where, yes, digital is actually working more good. And that can experience small tools rather than be giving a big SAP tool at one shot to them. That becomes very big and high for them. Rather than small tools, as excellently Siddharth told, that will add a lot of value, and they will start believing that digital leadership is very necessary and they need to really enhance. So that way, definitely, maybe as a part of HR, small tools, performance management system, agreed. Yes, definitely, that's a big chunk. But small tools in HR can be really adding a lot of value.
And also, I would like to say that I worked in a few very progressive, businesses. So there, just let them know about a new technology, let them know about the advantages, and they are quick enough to adapt to that. So sometimes it works rapidly, fast, but sometimes you have to take baby steps.
True. Rightly said, Siddharth, and it's really great interacting with you, Siddharth. After quite a long time, many years, we are actually, in fact, I would say that we are catching up here. It's really, I am really elated the way how I am looking at you, the way how you are, and then it's really been nice and great, awesome feeling I'm getting. Yeah.
Thanks.
So I just have one question, Siddharth, before we get into the next one, or maybe I will hand it over to Pankaj. But yes. So wonderfully, you shared about your experiences and good examples which you gave. But in real digital leadership, when we talk about in reality, as what Prabhakaran was also talking about, the challenges is that somewhere the top people are creating certain challenges. As you also said, Siddharth, few people are fast enough to adapt. Few people are slow to adapt. Few people, they don't adapt itself. So if that is the real case, in every company, we all are now aware that AI is taking care, and then, but people reluctance is shown few places. One of the examples I will share is in schools nowadays, AI, they are reluctant because students are using this AI tool and they're not actually using their own skills.
True.
So if that is the reality, there also some reluctance is coming up. So how do you think these can be managed?
The acceptability and adaptability to technology must also be backed by a strong budget and the mindset. Like, it is about if you have that kind of resources to implement anything quick enough, there will you won't even think about it, and it will be fast to implement. But then what happens is, in traditional leadership style, the reluctance is because there is digital illiteracy. That is the first barrier towards adopting any change, towards any kind of technology. So that will be gone only if a person, if the teams, if the management is digitally literate. So that gives the adaptability, and that is important. Without that, we cannot expect anyone to even think about or understand technology and its interpretation.
True. Very rightly said. That means the management there should be able to understand what's digital, how do we bring digital products within the company. Good. One side, the management plays a role. School also plays a role, saying that yes, they should encourage. So rightly said, but students, they should be very careful as what to really use AI for or what not to use AI for, or we need to really identify one more AI tool. If it has really been a thinking process writing, or it has really been a copy paste writing from AI, that also an AI should identify.
So there is this
So that
technology.
will really give a more clarity.
No, I'll tell you what, there is this technology which my child is using. There is an
Yeah.
app where if it is logged in and it identifies the kind of, tone you use or probably what font you use, the AI is so advanced. If the phone is handled by a small child, the answers are given like that. If the phone is handled by elder people, the answers are given in that sort. So see, what I'm saying is, technology is gone extremely bigger, where we are not able to even imagine these kind of upgradations has happened in our surroundings. Okay, by the time we get to know that, it's become unreal for us. Like, is it even happening in front of me?
Yeah.
So how is AI being recognizing? You Google, immediately you get everything in front of you.
Yes.
So that's how technology is scary, if I can use that word.
I come from the other direction.
Pardon me?
I come from the other direction. It's actually good for the child to work smarter, and he'll go far bigger leaps if he is allowed to explore this channel. As such, when the results are there, it is clear. Unless he comprehends, he will not be able to present himself. Having done that sanity check, that child is smarter than the other children. So let him grow.
Yeah.
Good point.
I agree.
I have a question.
Oh, Alagu is having a question. Yes, Alagu.
Yeah. This is something.
I mean, Siddharth, before the question, Alagu, I'm sorry. Siddharth, that's okay. We're just taking a little more time. Is it fine?
No problem.
Completely fine.
Thank
Okay.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Proceed.
So this is to you, your personal profile. When I was going through it, I was very curious about your patents. You had got quite a few patents. So if you could just share a few with us.
Sure. So my expertise is in the performance marketing, in the entire online business, digital marketing. There is one tool of marketing, one practice of digital marketing practice, which is called as affiliate marketing. I have 3 patents in different ways of identifying affiliate partner. I'm building a SaaS company around those patents, but then, yeah, those are because, traditionally what used to happen in my industry is that people used to go through Google, find content sites, and then I have developed tools. These patents are around 3 different ways of identifying. There are 4, one is still pending. 3 patents are already approved. And so these are around different ways of identifying an affiliate partner as a good fit for a merchant affiliate program.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just like, you have you seen ads being displayed on any website? So when these ads are displayed on a website, these are usually the publisher sites. We can also, in different terms, also call them as affiliate partners, but then their compensation model is a bit different. So it's a different world there. So yes, my patents are around that.
Okay, very nice, interesting. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Good. Very nice, Siddharth. So I believe most of the questions. I don't know. Over to you, Pankaj. Maybe if anything else needs to be spoken. But before that, before maybe handing it over to Pankaj, let me just quickly announce for all the members who are here. Rocket Goals 9.0 is there at Chennai, which is going to be held on the topic Craft Your Goals. So we all are aware that we all are meeting every week after week online every Wednesday. So every 3 months once is there, we meet offline meet. So this time it's happening at IBIS Hotel at Chennai on 16th September 2023. So please do block your respective date and we all can meet at Chennai. It's a very nice topic, Craft Your Goals. And the whole objective of Rocket Goals is to help and align each of the leaders over here today, present here. We know that everyone is having goals, but there are challenges to achieve the goals. And how those challenges can be met is where through these Rocket Goals is really going to help us. And that's when certain key leaders are going to be a part of us. So with that note is where I would request all to register. In fact, I would also say Arul will share you all the details shortly about the Rocket Goals 9.0. Register well in advance, and I'm sure we'll have a much more great learning from two great leaders, Venkatesan and one Mr. Mahadevan. All right, so good. So on that note, I'll share it to Mr. Pankaj. Siddharth, it's really great interacting. Maybe offline we'll catch up again directly and we will interact on digital leadership, digital marketing. I have more questions to ask, but time is a constraint now. So, but we will definitely connect again. Yeah.
Not a
So,
problem.
good one, Siddharth. And over to you, Pankaj. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Prakash. Thank you for getting in and sharing your thoughts on this and helping us to have more better understanding from Siddharth on the topic. So thanks for being there. So without taking much of the time, we are almost reaching our time. So here I would like to invite our summary leader, Mr. Nellai Naigam. So Mr. Nellai, over to you to summarize today's session.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, one and all. Thanks to Bija Training for this opportunity as a summary leader. And dear Mrs. Siddharth sir, really wonderful insight about the in pursuit of digital leadership. Yeah, on summary points, and I want to summarize the 10 key points. And yeah, one is the digital leadership to achieve the desired business outcome, not limited to the digital technology. And second one, the business must digitize to sustain the digital environmental and including the digitalization of the team and market across geographical location. And the third one, and the strong need of digital leaders in the current status quo and result oriented and managing, planning, delegation will be different from the traditional leadership. And digital leader will focus on evaluate and validate, prioritize, and ensure the flow of information and including goal setting on this. And the bigger difference from the traditional leadership is the management of difference or conflict. That is a rule is a old one and a lesson learned is a new one. And change management and innovation and constant change with the responsibility is the bigger difference. And on the digital leadership, and the key qualities are networking, communication, and relation building, and visionary belief and compelling vision, and dedication and tech proficiency, and capacity to adapt or train, and calculation of the risk involved on this particular digitalization. And also he pointed out the innovation thinking and evaluation. On the organization fostering, and he pointed out that ensuring the productivity on the by providing the timely access on the right tool. And also we have to enhance on the employee productivity is crucial on this particular utilization. And the third one is convenience and speed, loyalty, attrition also to be considered on this particular digitalization. And also learning curve also to be considered. And hand holding is important on this particular learning curve. And the seventh one, and the roadmap for a digital transformation to be made with a clear vision. And on the point of AI is to be used at the team level and big task to implement at the organization level. Anyway, AI is doing a lot in sales and marketing and content creation. And AI will make a people smarter. Always man will work behind in the AI, like what we have done in the industrial evaluation. And he pointed out that digital illiteracy is the biggest barrier on adapt or implement on this particular digitalization. And the last point he mentioned about the big brands like Netflix and Nike's mobile apps and Starbucks and software companies adapt how they have made this digital transformation. Thank you all.
Thank you for sharing in Nellai summary. Thank you so much for summarizing it so well. So without taking much of time, I would like to invite Mr. Arul for the vote of thanks, and then we can have a thanking video. Over to you, Arul.
Yes, hi Siddharth sir. Thank you so much for accepting to be our guest of honor in the last minute. I mean, the short notice. For that, and thanks for giving us so much of insights about the topic digital leadership. That really gave us so much of insight. Thank you so much for that. And yes, before me sharing about the next week leader, let me quickly share again the purpose of the community. For the visitors who are attending for the first time, Leaders Connect 360 is an hybrid leadership community where every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. we invite a top management leader from different reputed corporate companies to suggest solutions for our real-time leadership challenges, like the experience we had today from our guest, Mrs. Siddharth. Kindly follow our social media platforms to get updated. So next week is the last week of the month, and we have our Rocket Goals online. So we will be inviting an author for the episode as a guest of honor. So details about the episode will be shared shortly in the social media platforms. Please join our social media platforms. So now it gives me an immense pleasure to thank our guest, Mr. Siddharth Samel, and our panel discussion leader, Ms. Alagu, for spending your valuable time in sharing your experience. Thank you so much. Over to you, Pankaj.
Thank you so much, Arul, for the word of thanks. So if we are having a thanking video, that should help. So, and post that, all the members and visitors who have joined new today, we can stay back for a networking meet, which will be taken by Mr. Arul. So a post thanking video, Arul, we can take up the networking meet. So Siddharth, thank you so much once again on behalf of Leaders Connect, the Master Leadership and the BJA training. We are really happy to have you here, and we'll keep in touch and would like to have more understanding on the digital front from you. Thank you so much once again.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Over to
Bye-bye.
you, Arul. Thank you so much, Arul. Thank you. Over to you. So I believe we have Mr. Amarnath Hari, who has joined, I believe, for the first time, and rest all